Let me start with something surprising. According to a large study reported by the North American Menopause Society, more than 60% of women say their anxiety or panic attacks began or dramatically worsened during the menopausal transition. Many of these women had never struggled with anxiety before. Most of them didn't know their symptoms were connected to hormones at all. But the most shocking part is this. Almost no one ever explained why this happens. Today, we are going to change that. Calmly, clearly, and in a way that finally makes sense. To understand why anxiety becomes so intense during menopause, you first need to understand the powerful hormonal network that has been regulating your emotional and physical world for decades. Your internal control room is run by 3 key hormones: estrogen, progesterone, and cortisol. Estrogen is not just a reproductive hormone. It is deeply connected to your brain. It helps regulate serotonin, the neurotransmitter that brings calm and emotional steadiness. It supports dopamine, which influences clarity, motivation, and focus. It even interacts with GABA, your brain's natural anti-panic brake system. During menopause, estrogen can drop by 80 to 90%, and when that happens, the entire control room becomes unstable. Your nervous system loses a major source of support. Signals that used to feel manageable suddenly feel threatening, and ordinary sensations like warmth, a quick heartbeat, or a stressful thought can now trigger an exaggerated alarm response. This isn't emotional weakness. It's neurological sensitivity created by shifting hormones. Long before a woman reaches menopause, one hormone begins to fall steadily and quietly: progesterone. This decline can begin in the late 30s or early 40s, and by the time perimenopause is underway, progesterone levels may have dropped by up to 75% compared to a woman's reproductive baseline. Progesterone has a direct relationship with the brain's GABA system, the system responsible for slowing neural activity, promoting a sense of calm, and preparing the body for sleep. GABA is often referred to as the brain's brake, and progesterone strengthens that brake. When progesterone levels fall, the GABA system becomes less efficient and the nervous system becomes easier to stimulate. Small stressors create larger reactions, sleep becomes lighter and more fragmented, and irritability rises because the brain has lost some of its natural inhibition. This is not psychological instability. This is the predictable neurochemical impact of losing a hormone that once acted as a calming regulator. This early destabilization sets the stage for the anxiety that becomes more intense as estrogen begins to decline later in the transition. When estrogen begins its rapid decline, in some cases falling by 80 to 90% after the final menstrual period, it affects several regulatory systems in the brain simultaneously. Estrogen has well-established roles in supporting serotonin signaling, enhancing dopamine pathways, and modulating GABA receptor activity. It also helps regulate the amygdala, the part of the brain responsible for detecting threat. With less estrogen, these regulatory effects weaken, and the amygdala becomes more reactive. The fight-or-flight system activates more easily, heart rate increases, with less provocation, breathing becomes quicker because the respiratory center is more sensitive, and heat sensations intensify because estrogen plays a role in thermoregulation. A panic attack in menopause is not a psychological event that happens to play out in the body. It is a biological chain reaction that begins in the body and is then interpreted by the mind. Many women describe it the same way. It felt like my body was reacting before I had time to feel afraid. That observation aligns with what the neuroscience shows. The physical system activates first, and the emotional response follows. Because hormone levels fluctuate dramatically, sometimes varying by 200 to 300% within the same month during perimenopause, a single blood test cannot accurately capture the instability. Routine medical panels do not measure changes in serotonin, dopamine, or GABA. They do not measure amygdala reactivity. They do not assess cortisol rhythm disruption, and they do not capture rapid endocrine transitions happening from week to week. As a result, women frequently hear that their symptoms are normal, stress-related, or unrelated to hormones. The gap is not between a woman's experience and reality. The gap is between what she feels and what standard tests are designed to detect. Her symptoms are real because the underlying biology is real. Although no single approach helps every woman, there are several ways to support a nervous system overwhelmed by hormonal change. Understanding the physiology reduces fear, and when women learn that their heart palpitations, sudden heat surges, or middle-of-the-night awakenings have hormonal origins, the brain stops interpreting these sensations as signs of danger. Slow, extended exhalation activates the vagus nerve, and this activation can reduce sympathetic arousal within seconds. It is a neurophysiological mechanism, not a mental strategy. Cooling the body helps, because heat is a known activator of the sympathetic nervous system, and lowering skin temperature communicates safety to the brain. Even modest improvements in sleep improve cortisol regulation and reduce vulnerability to anxiety during the day. Movement, especially rhythmic, moderate movement like walking, increases serotonin and dopamine availability, helping compensate for the reduced support once provided by estrogen. These are physiological interventions, not coping techniques. They directly influence the systems destabilized by menopause. For some women, modern hormone therapy provides measurable neurological support. Body-identical estrogen can enhance serotonin receptor activity, strengthen dopamine circuits, and reduce amygdala sensitivity. These effects can help regulate mood, improve cognitive stability, and reduce the intensity of fight-or-flight activation. Estrogen also interacts with the hypothalamus, the temperature and stress-regulating center of the brain, which explains why many women experience fewer heat surges and fewer sudden adrenaline spikes when therapy is appropriate for them. Micronized progesterone, for women who take it, binds to GABA receptors and increases their calming effect. This interaction is well documented in neuroendocrine research and explains why some women experience deeper sleep and less nighttime anxiety while using it. Hormone therapy is not universal, not risk-free, and not the answer for everyone, but its effects on the nervous system are grounded in measurable neurobiology. The sensations women experience during menopause are not expressions of emotional weakness, but reflections of biochemical transition. A racing heart can be traced to heightened sympathetic activity. A sudden wave of fear can be traced to amygdala sensitization. A middle-of-the-night awakening can be traced to reduced progesterone and weakened GABA signaling. An unexpected heat surge can be traced to hypothalamic instability, and irritability, restlessness, or panic can be traced to falling serotonin and dopamine support. These sensations do not come from nowhere. They originate in physiological processes that change rapidly during the menopausal transition. Understanding the mechanisms behind these experiences gives women a framework grounded in science rather than self-blame or confusion. Knowledge becomes regulation, and explanation becomes stability. When the biology makes sense, the fear surrounding the symptoms begins to fade. If this explanation helped you see your symptoms not as mysteries, but as natural neurological responses to shifting hormones, then this is only the beginning of what you can understand about your own body. Every biological process we discussed today, from GABA changes to serotonin modulation to cortisol instability, is supported by research. You can find all scientific sources referenced in this video in the description below, so you can explore the evidence for yourself and move forward with clarity and not confusion. At the Midlife Balance Institute, we guide women through this transition with grounded science, practical tools, and a community that understands exactly what this stage of life feels like. So here is the question. Do you want to continue navigating these changes alone? Or do you want expert guidance, clear explanations, and a supportive environment built specifically for women in midlife? If you're ready for understanding, for steadiness, and for a science-based approach to your own well-being, join us inside the Midlife Balance Institute. Your physiology makes sense, and you deserve to understand it.